I welcome you all back to today's lesson. We start another lesson. This is our lesson 1 under matrices. We are going to understand what matrices are. So even as we start this, I want your total attention. Follow me properly even as I take through this topic. So what is a matrix? Like I told you, hope you've got a book, not a paper. You need to make sure that you buy a book where you'll be writing all these things that we'll be discussing. What is a matrix? A matrix is, this is a definition, is a rectangular. So a matrix is a rectangular arrangement or a rectangular array of, say rectangular array of entries. They are called entries. So this is what you need to know and understand. Entries or elements. So we can call them entries or elements like this. This is a definition of a matrix. So if someone asks you a question to say, what is a matrix? You are going to tell the person that a matrix is a rectangular array of entries. These entries are called elements. Now, what is an example of a matrix? An example of a matrix is like this. Let's say A is equal to, this is an example. If you've got a 4, if you've got 2, you can have A, you can have B there. So this is a matrix. Inside the matrix, we find elements. These are elements or entries. That's what we get to call them. So these are elements or entries. You can call them elements or entries. It is just one and the same thing. So a matrix can be anything. It can be like this, 1, 2, 3. It can be anything. It can be like this. So we've got different types of matrices, but we won't go into that. We won't discuss those things. So under matrices, I want to give you the basics, things that you need to know. I want to summarize this topic so that we try to get each and every point. We try to get everything that comes in an exam. So the first thing that we are going to talk about, or the first thing that we are going to start with, is called determinant. I want to teach you on determinant. Determinant of a what? Determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. This is what we are going to start with. So determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. Under the GCE level or the grade 12 level, I can just say secondary level, we don't focus on a 3 by 3 matrix, on a what? No, we only focus on a 2 by 2 matrix. And determinant of matrices usually come in paper 2 mathematics. So where you'll be taught to find the determinant or questions related to the determinant will come in paper 2. So questions will be coming in paper 2, such questions. So how do you get to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix? So what you get to do is this. Let's say you've got this matrix. This is a matrix. A is equal to, you've got A, B, C, D. These are elements. These are called what? These are called elements. So in these elements, these numbers which are arranged in this manner, have you seen the way these are arranged? These are arranged in this manner, and these are called minor diagonal. That's what? Minor diagonal. So when I tell you where's the minor diagonal, you need to show me that that's the minor diagonal. So that's how the minor diagonal is. This is numbers which are arranged in this manner. It can be letters, it can be numbers. Then these which are in this manner, this like this is called a major diagonal. So if I tell you that what's the major diagonal, you need to tell me that that's the major diagonal. So I want you to get this, and I want you to understand what I'm trying to illustrate with you here. So these are things that you need to know and find. So how do we get now? How can you find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix? What formula are you supposed to use? So this is what you say. You say determinant of A is equal to, you say the product, I'll say product like this. Product of what? Product of major diagonal. So product of major diagonal minus the product of what? Minor. This is the formula that we get to use. You say major diagonal minus the minor diagonal. So in this case now, which formula are you supposed to use, or which method are we going to use? The method which we are going to use, using these letters which are here. So using the letters which are here, we've got these letters. What's the major diagonal? Major diagonal is this one. So you are going to say that determinant of A is equal to, in the major diagonal we've got A and D. You say A times D minus the minor diagonal. What do we have in the minor diagonal? B and C. You say B times C. This is the formula that we get to use. These are not included. So this is the formula that you need to use. This is the formula that you need to get. Have you seen the way I've written this formula? This is the formula that you need to get. This is the formula that you need to understand. So I want you to get this, and I want you to understand this principle. These are simple things that we should not be struggling with. These are things that we need to know. These are things that we need to be sure of. So this is how you get to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. For example, so let's take an example. Let's say example. This is an example. So example, find the determinant. Find the determinant. I will do this of the following. Find the determinant. Finish this. This is determinant of the following. So find determinant of the following. The first one that I want us to start with is this one, where we are given B is equal to -1, 2, -3, 4. This is what you are given. This is a matrix you are given. How can you find the determinant of this one? How can you find the determinant? You are going to say that determinant is equal to what? Determinant of B is equal to, you say major diagonal. In the major diagonal, what's the major diagonal? This is the major diagonal. Don't forget, this is the major diagonal. So you say major diagonal, we've got -1 times what? Times 4. You do this. Then you say minus. It is just part of the formula. So minus what? Minus the minor diagonal. What's there in the minor diagonal? We've got something like this. This is what we have in the minor diagonal. We've got 2 and -3. So you say open bracket, -2 times 3. Then you cross. This is the method that you need to use. So you say determinant of B is equal to, what is -1 times 4? You get -4. You say minus what? Open bracket, here you are going to get -6. So before you say negative, have you seen there is negative? So these two, negative times negative, it's positive. So -4 plus what? Plus 6. Like this. So meaning that the determinant of B is equal to, finally equal to what? Determinant of B is equal to, what's the answer there? -4 plus 6. It is what? It is 2. So this part comes in paper 2, where you are allowed to use a calculator. So on this part, if you are not sure of this, you use a calculator, then you get to find that answer. So this is the determinant of what? This is the determinant of B. This is how you need to find the determinant. These are methods which you need to use. You need to make sure that you know all these procedures that I'm doing here. Let us now look at another example. We look at another example. We look at another example. Let's look at another example. So we've discussed this one. We look at another example. So another example is saying m is equal to -1, 2, -1, 1. This is what you are given. How can you find the determinant of that one? So you say determinant of m is equal to. So determinant of m is equal to what? Determinant of m is equal to what? You say major diagonal. In the major diagonal, we've got this part. This is the part that you are having in the major diagonal. So you say 1 times -1 minus what? In the minor diagonal, this is the minor diagonal. You've got 2 times -1. This is what you need to do. These are procedures you need to follow. Where you say determinant of m is equal to, what is 1 times -1? It is -1. You say minus. What is 2 times -2? What is 2 times -2? 2 times -1 solely. 2 times -1, you get -2. So I was saying the answer. What is so this is equal to, now what is the negative times negative? That's positive. -1 plus 2. Therefore, the determinant of m is equal to what? Determinant of m is equal to 1. How did I know that this is the answer? Where you are not given a calculator, how can you tell that I'm supposed to use this answer on this question? This is the answer that I'm supposed to use. How can you tell, or how can you know? So I want you to write this point in your book. Make sure you write this one. Have you seen the way this question is? This is how the question is. So the way this question is, we've got -1 plus 2. So in your book, write this. You say note. You note something. You do this. So say different signs. In this case, we've got different signs. So you say different signs, you subtract, then maintain the sign of a bigger number. Write this point. You do this. You say different signs, subtract, then maintain the sign of a bigger number. In this case, we subtract. What is 2 minus 1? It is 1. Then maintain the sign of a bigger number. You've got +2 here. So this answer will be positive. Let's say you are having, which is taking us to another point. Write this point in advance. Write this point in advance. You say same signs, add, then maintain the sign. This is the second point. Write it. Same signs, add, then maintain the sign. Let's say you've got -1 minus 4. Have you seen that you're having same signs? This is a negative. This is a negative. So what do you do in this case? You just add, then maintain the sign. So what is 4 plus 1? It is 5. What sign is there? Negative. You maintain the sign which is negative. This is how we get to answer those questions. That's how you need to be answering those questions like that. So those are procedures you need to follow. Let's make sure that we understand this part clearly. These are simple mistakes that we get to make even in an exam. A part that you even know how to go about it, but you just make a simple mistake. Let us look at example 2. Let us now look at example 2. So we look at example 2. I'm going to lab this whole part. So I wrap this whole part. Then I say example 2. example 2. We go to example 2. So example 2 is saying, given that A is equal to, given that A is, that's the question, given that A is equals to x, -1, 4, 6, like that. Given that A is equal to that, find value of x if determinant of A is 12. This is how the question is. Have you seen the way the question is? Given that A is equal to this matrix, find value of x if determinant of A is 12. How can you answer this question? How can you go about this question? So what you need to do, write the matrix which is given. This is the matrix given. We've got x there, we've got -1, we've got 4, we've got 6. This is what you are having. The question is saying you find the value of x. So we find the value of x if determinant of A is 12. So how can you do that? First, let's find the determinant. You get the determinant. This is the what? Major diagonal. So you are going to say that 6 times x minus, you do that. Minus what? What are you getting? Minor diagonal. In the minor diagonal, we've got these numbers. -1 times 4. Then you say is equal to what? The determinant which you are given. So is equal to what? Is equal to 12. This is how you need to get it. So if you multiply here, what answer are you getting? 6x. So 6 times x is 6x. You say minus. -1 times 4 is -4. Is equal to what? Is equal to 12. So we just completed equations. I believe we know how to solve equations. You need to know how to solve equations. So like this now you multiply. What is negative times negative? It is positive. You say 6x plus positive. Negative times negative is positive, which is equal to what? Is equal to 12. Here you group like terms. So you say this is 6x is equal to 12 minus 4. 6x is equal to 8 when you subtract. You divide both sides by 6. You also divide both sides by 6. 6 cancelled. You remain with x. X is equal to, which number can go into 6 and 8? 2. 2 into 8, it is 4. 2 into 6, it is 3. So the answer is 4/3. That is the value of x. These are the procedures that you need to follow. So you need to make sure that you understand all these steps that I was doing here. Make sure that you get the full concept on this. This is how we get to do it. And this is something that you don't need to forget in an exam. And questions like this, these are questions that you will be finding in an exam. So let's make sure that we know them. We know how to go about these questions, because in an exam, these are the questions that we'll be finding. So let's make sure that we understand this part. We know how to go about everything. These are questions that we'll be finding in an exam. Let us look at another example. We look at another example. So let us look at another example. Example 3. So we go to our example 3. We move to our example 3. So example 3. We move to our example 3. So given that A is equal to, I'll use the same question. This is example 3. A is equals to x. Here you've got 2. There you've got 4. Then here we've got x like this. So let's say here we've got 2x. I'll do that. We've got 2x. This is how given that A is equal to that. Then they're telling you find x if determinant is, so you know that the determinant they're talking about is for A. So if the determinant is what? If the determinant is 10, like this. This is how the question is. So I want you to capture this and I want you to know how to answer this question. This is our example 3. So we want to find the value of x in a case where we are given the determinant. How can we go about that one? This is another question where you are given now the determinant. How can you answer this type of a question? This is what you are going to do, and this is what you need to do. You say this. This is what you are going to say. You are going to say that, let's write the matrix which is given. This is our matrix. We've got x there. We've got what? We've got 2x. Which other thing? Not like this. We've got 2. We've got 4. We've got 2x. This is what we are having. This is a matrix that we are having. So with this matrix now, what are you supposed to do? You get, this is the what? What is this? This is the major diagonal. This is the what? Minor diagonal. So you say in the major diagonal, what do you have in the major diagonal? You say x times what? 2x. That's the major diagonal. Minus minor diagonal. What are you having? 2 times 4. You say is equal to the determinant which is given. What's the determinant? The determinant is 10. Like this. This is what you need to do. After you do this, after you get this point, so after you get this point, what are you supposed to do next? You simplify. What is x times 2x? It is what? It is 2x squared. So whenever you are multiplying x times x, the answer is what? X squared. But if you are saying x plus x, the answer is what? The answer is 2x. These are procedures that you need to get. When you are saying x times x, it is x squared. X plus x, it is 2x. I believe you are able to see the difference. If we add 2 here, 2x plus x, this one becomes 3x as your answer. If we add 2x times x, we have 2x squared. Hope you've seen the difference. Hope you've seen how I'm answering this. This is how you are supposed to do it. Then you say, okay, let me lab this. Then you say minus 2 times 4, 8. Which is equal to what? Equal to 10. Like that. After you do this, you group right them. So this is 2x squared is equal to 10. When this one crosses the equal to sign, the sign will change, becomes plus 8, like that. That's how you need to get it. Then you say 2x squared is equal to what? 18. You've got 18 there. Over 2, like that. From there, what are you supposed to do next? This cancel. So you remain with x squared is equal to 18 divided by 2, it is 9. You reach there. If you remember the question very well, you were not told to find x squared. No. You were told to find what? You were told to find just x. So you introduce the square root both sides. You also introduce the square root both sides. So the answer that you are going to have will be what? X is equal to plus or minus what? Minus 3. You know that each time you introduce a square root, you get two answers. It is either you get a negative answer or a positive answer. So in a case where a question will be coming in this manner, just know that they are going to specify that write the positive value or the negative value. So they will always specify that write the negative value or the positive value. That's how questions will be coming. So you can now therefore conclude that x is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 3. Two answers. This is answer. This is another answer. So these are the answers that you need to get. These are the answers that we need to understand. So let's proceed and move to the other part. We move to the last example, which is our example 4. Make sure you are writing down all these examples that I'm discussing with you. Let's make sure that we know all these things. These are the same questions that you'll be able to find even in an exam. So I want you to reach at a point where you know these things, you make sure that you understand them very well. So let us look at our last example, which is our example 4. We look at our last example. So let's look at our last example. Look at our last example. So example 4. So I'll just say question 4. This is our example 4. Saying given that, this is how the question is. Given that m is equal to, you've got 4x1, you've got a 2 there. This is the matrix. Then they're telling you find x if m is a singular matrix. So if m is a singular matrix, this is how the question is. This is how the question is. They are telling you that if m is equal to that, then you are taught to find the value of x if m is a singular matrix. So this is the question. The question is saying, given that m is equal to 4x1, 2, find x if m is a singular matrix. What is the determinant of a singular matrix? This is the thing that should come to your mind. Because you know that the matrix which you are given, the matrix is like this. M is equal to what? 4x1, 2, like this. This is how the matrix is. Then you ask yourself, the determinant of m is equal to what? You check. Is coming from this one now. You interpret this. What is the determinant of a singular matrix? The determinant of a singular matrix is 0. So you know that when you multiply here, this is the major diagonal. So you say 4 times 2 minus 1 times x. 1 times x, the minor diagonal. This is the minor diagonal. So which is equal to, what's the determinant? The determinant is what? Is 0. You know that if you didn't know, it is nice that you've known today that the determinant of a singular matrix is 0. So this is the determinant of a singular matrix. That's why a singular matrix has no inverse. You cannot find the inverse of a singular matrix. So you need to follow instructions. 4 times 2, what's the answer? The answer is 8. Minus, what is 1 times x? It is x, which is equal to what? Equal to 0, like this. From here, what do you do next? You group like terms. So you are going to have negative x, which will be equal to 0. This is 8. When it comes inside, it becomes negative 8, like that. Which will be negative x is equal to, what's the answer there? Negative 8. 0 minus 8 is negative 8. You divide both sides by negative 1, even here by negative 1. Why are we dividing by negative 1? So that we get rid of this negative which is attached to the x, like this cancelled. So you see, therefore, x is equal to negative cancelled. 1 into 8, it is 8. So x is equal to what? x is equal to 8. These are the procedures that you need to do. So we are going to end here. Let me now give you certain questions that I want you to practice, questions that I want you to answer, questions that I want you to solve. So let's write this exercise. Hope you've written everything that we've discussed so far. So let me give you the exercise that you are going to try out. The exercise. This is your exercise. Let's make sure we answer this exercise. So this is our exercise. Let's make sure that we answer it. This is the exercise. So question 1, find the determinant of the following. So find the determinant of the following. Find the determinant of the following matrices. This is the first question which you are given. So you say the first one, A, saying B is equal to 4, 4, 4, 2. It's like this. Question B is this one, where you are given K is equal to, this is how you are given K is equal to -1, 0, 0, -1. This is what you are given. So find the determinant of all these matrices which I've written here. Then you move to this other one, C. Question C, D is equal to 4, -1, -1, -1. This is how it is. So these are the 3 questions. You find the determinant. This is the first one, second one, third one. You find these matrices. You find the determinant of these matrices. Then question 2. Hope you've written this. Question 2. So question 2 is saying, this is question 2. Find the value of x in the following. Find the value of x in the following if the determinant is 12 in each matrix. If the determinant is 12 in each matrix. This is how the question is. So find the value of x in the following if the determinant, this is determinant, is 12 in each matrix. So what's the first matrix? The first matrix that we are going to start with is this one. A is equal to x. Here we've got 2x. There we've got 8. There we've got 1. This is the first matrix. We move to the second one. The second question is this one. 4x, -1, -1, like this. So I just want you to answer these few questions that I've given you. Let's practice. So you find the value of x in this, you find the value of x in this one. So let's practice these questions. Let's see how we are going to work them out. Let's see the procedures that we are going to get. And the other thing is that we need to develop a culture of submitting each and every work that I give. So this is 2. So you need to make sure that each work that I get to give you, you try by all means to submit. You've got enough time. We start at 20. So you need to make sure that you submit on time. So this is what we'll be doing. This is what you need to do. So we follow time. At the same time that we get to start, we need to make sure that we follow that same time. And one thing is that you are not supposed to share these videos with any person. These videos are not supposed to be shared. They must be among the people that I'm teaching, those people that are under my mentorship, those of you that I'm helping and you've paid. It must not reach in the hands of any person that has not paid and is not under my teachings. These are private videos that I get to upload on YouTube. These are not like any other video that you can find. These are unlisted videos. That's why you can search for them on YouTube. You can't find them because they are unlisted videos. I've got videos that I get to upload on YouTube. You can confirm, those of you that have been following me, and if you have not followed me on YouTube, Harrison J. Zulu Tutor, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You get to follow me. I usually upload other lessons every day, so you can be revising through other topics even as we concentrate on the lessons that we are doing. So Harrison J. Zulu is my Harrison J. Zulu Tutor. That's the username I use on YouTube. Even on TikTok, you can follow me. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for this exercise in my inbox. We follow them, we submit on time. Thank you so much.